So 26, what is an equation of a line parallel to 2x plus 3 that contains 4, 6? So in lesson 3.8, we started looking at how parallel and perpendicular work on our coordinate plane. So first, parallel. The symbol for parallel we've seen in geometry is this kind of elongated 11. So that's going to mean parallel. And lines that are parallel are going to have the same slope. So if you want to make two lines parallel, you have to make their slopes the same. Because if their slopes are the same, they're always going to rise and run at the same rate. They're never going to catch up to each other. So the rates have to be the same. If the rates are the same, then they'll be parallel for sure. So you're first going to look at your equation that you're given, and you're going to pull out the slope from that. So this is in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So my m2 is going to be my slope, so that's going to have to be my slope that's parallel. So m is going to equal 2. I also have a point. And the point that they want me to run through is 4, 6. Now, a common mistake is to just take the y-coordinate and then use that as the y-intercept. We have to kind of think logically. The y-intercept, y-axis, where your line crosses the y-axis, the x-coordinate is always going to be 0 at that point. So 4, 6. 4, 6 is not your y-intercept. You can't just throw in the 6 and make that your y-intercept. We have to use point slope form. So we don't have the y-intercept, so we can't put it into slope-intercept form. We have to use point slope form. So point slope form allows us to put a point in, allows us to put the slope in, and then we'll do a little adjusting to it to solve it out. So point slope form, we're going to subtract the y-coordinate. Y minus 6 equals 2x minus 4. Then to start changing it back to slope-intercept, it takes 2 steps. You distribute the slope, and then you're going to add the 6 over. You're going to add that y-coordinate back over. So we distribute the slope. We're going to get y minus 6 equals 2x minus 8. Add 6 over. Add 6 over. We're going to get y equals 2x minus 2. So there's going to be our slope-intercept. So to change point slope back to slope-intercept, we just have 2 little steps. You can use distributive property. After distributive property, then you're going to add that 6 over to get your slope-intercept form. On to 27, perpendicular. So in geometry, the symbol for perpendicular is an upside down T. So if you're wanting to say perpendicular and you don't want to write out perpendicular, the whole thing, you can just put an upside down T. That's going to mean perpendicular. Perpendicular is kind of a long word. Sometimes I just use perp. You just want to put perp. That's going to mean perpendicular, or you can use that upside down T. Perpendicular slopes are going to be opposite reciprocal. Opposite reciprocal slopes. So example, if you have a slope of 1, let's do 2/3. The opposite reciprocal means you have to change the sign to negative, and then you also have to flip to the reciprocal. So those would be an example of opposite reciprocal slopes. So if we want to make a line perpendicular to 3x minus 2, the slope is 3. So that means the perpendicular slope is going to be negative 1/3. And we want it to go through the point of negative 6, 5. And just like before, we'll put this into point slope form. So we'll go y minus 5 equals negative 1/3. X plus 6. So then we'll have y minus 5 equals, distribute, negative 1/3 times x. Negative 1/3 times 6, so 1/3 of 6 is 2. Negative times a positive is negative. Plus 5. We'll get y is equal to negative 1/3 x plus 3. So there's going to be my slope-intercept form. So again, my 2 steps, distribute, negative 1/3, get my y term moved over. Now I'm back into slope-intercept form. So sometimes you can determine, sometimes if you need to leave it in point slope, you can do that. Or if we need to change the slope-intercept, it just takes a couple of simple steps to take care of that. So I'll leave that up there. to take a look at if you need any extra help. But that was section 3.8, and then also a little bit of section 3.7, because you got introduced to point slope in 3.7. So that's kind of what we're using in those two sections there. But I'm going to leave it at that. So I want to give you about 20 minutes to answer any questions to me. If you need your quiz, let me know and we can get that set up as well. Set to it? Yeah, I'll work on it. So I'll do it sometime today. Quiz?
Yeah. And do what? I keep yeah, I need to write you a pass anytime you go to the office. So fill out a pass to the office and then I'll sign it. Just say late into the office, date, time, and then I'll sign it.
So the two pairs of parallel planes, does that mean we need 4 planes in total? Since it's 2 pairs?
2 pairs of parallel lines.
Mine. I can't reach there.
That's right.
So
Parallel
that means-
planes would be, yeah, if it did say that, then you'd have 4.
And even if it's 2 pairs of parallel lines, would you still need 4 lines instead of
No.
just 2 lines?
That's fine. Thank you. And there you go.
You email me, and discuss what you need.
Yeah, it's got to be soon here. No.
Wait, so like, because we need to get this one.
Yep.
Can I just do quizzes or quizzes too, or just tests?
Just tests.
Okay.
Hold on here. I gotta get this shut off.
Should I just take the quiz